Bed Talk number 37. Holy smokes, it's Sunday and I'm a little sleepy. I'm not even going to lie. And this past week, I have tackled in this Bed Talk series, I did a little mini series called What Do You Really Think About That, Alex? Where I tackled some common public speaking myths and misconceptions and told you what I really thought about those. And those segments came from a thing that I do with my husband, which is generally read something on my phone or whatever, and it gets me riled up. So I walk into the bathroom and I rant for 5 minutes or so about something, and he will look at me very calmly and say, tell me what you really think about that. So that's what I've been doing. And we're going to wrap this up today with one final take and one final thought about public speaking and communication and all of that. And today I'm taking on a quote that is often used to help people. I don't know. I've seen people use it to try to calm their nerves before they speak, or I've seen people use it as a way to maybe to help them not be so nervous about what they're going to say. And it has always sat wrong with me. And so this quote that people will use in conjunction with having to get up and speak or having to get up and say something is a quote from Maya Angelou. And I don't even know if 100% it I don't have full attribution. I don't know the exact source where this came from. It just floats around in the internets. And so, but it's attributed to her, at least by mouth, by word of mouth. And the quote goes like this: I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And I think this quote is really interesting because, again, people will use it as a way to say, oh, they're going to forget what you say anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And that gets to me because, number one, I'm a huge Maya fan, and I know how she talks about the power of words and how she's was very mindful about the words that were even allowed in her home because the words would get into the walls, she would say. And so this idea that people will forget what you said, I vehemently disagree. I think that what you say has a direct impact on how you make other people feel, and that we get a very powerful choice every day in terms of how we're going to make other people feel by the words that we choose to use. And I think it really, really matters, and it really bothers me when people will use this as, again, almost as a way to not show up at their best, to say, well, it doesn't really matter what they say because people are going to forget it anyway. Well, let's do a little exercise with that for a moment. I want you to think back to the best compliment you've ever been given. You can write that in the comments below. Now think back to the worst piece of criticism, the worst thing that's ever been said to you. I don't know that you want to write that in the comments below. I don't know that you want to relive that for too long. So let's wipe that away. We don't forget what people say to us, especially the people that we really care about and people that we really love. We don't forget. And in fact, many times we take the words that other people say and we make them the soundtrack in our heads. We use those words to either motivate us, inspire us, encourage us, or sometimes we replay tracks of words that have been said to us that crush our spirits, and we will play those over and over and over again. So I disagree that people will forget what you said, which is why I care so much about this beautiful ability that we have to speak, and why I care so much about encouraging people to talk and to share their stories and to share the positive. Y'all, there's so much grossness and negativity and hurt and pain and arguments out there, and we get a choice every day as to whether or not we buy into that, whether or not we are going to do that, whether or not we're going to participate in that. And people are not going to forget what you said. People are going to unfriend you on Facebook for what you said. If you care. And most of us care if we get unfriended. So my encouragement to you today is to remember that people will remember what you said, and they will remember how what you said made them feel. So let's go around inspiring other people to feel good, to feel encouraged, to feel motivated, to feel special, unique. We have the power to do that. We have the power to do that with our words, with our stories. And I hope that you do that today. My t-shirt today is the Life is Messy t-shirt. It's from my church, Hamilton Hills, and life is messy. And if you pretend otherwise, well, okay. I guess that's your prerogative. It's time for dogs eating Cheetos. Max said that he's a little sleepy on this Sunday, so he's hiding again. But he will participate in dogs eating Cheetos. Come here, bud. Come on. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh, God. Did you see that drool? Oh, the drool. Oh, man. This is why we don't have nice things. All right. Go use your words for good. I will see you tomorrow, and you're in for a surprise. So you better stay tuned. Happy Sunday.